As early as 5 years young, I met my first love. In this video, let's talk about the 4 truths about writing. Hello everyone, I'm Chris Dao-anis, a book coach and an author of 5 books. As early as 5 years young, I met my first love, writing. My mother taught me how to write the letters of the alphabet and then how to write my name. She would sit on a stool and sew some of our torn clothes as I sat beside her with my pen and paper. I would shout with glee as I scribbled the last letter of my name, "I'm done!" And Mama replied, "Go on with your last name." So I would direct the lead of my pencil as I complete the assignment given to me. Before I even started attending school at the daycare center, I learned how to write my name and all the letters of the alphabet, thanks to my writing mentor. And it did not end there. One night, I overheard them talking about writing a letter to my older sister, who was then studying at the far city of Pasig. They were discussing inside the room, but I could hear it from the sala. The silence and the stillness of the night in our hometown Kibulman facilitated the movement of the sound waves that I heard every word they said. My mother went out to the living room to write her letter, while my father stayed in the bedroom to write his. And I was observing them from where I was seated. We had no TV to distract or entertain me, so a brilliant idea entered my mind. I walked to my mother and said, "I want to write a letter too." And when she finished writing, she got another sheet of paper and wrote another letter. Several minutes later, she got one more sheet, grabbed a pen and paper, and handed them to me. Then she smiled and said, "Here, copy this. That's your letter." I smiled and quickly started writing my letter, rather copying my letter that she wrote for me. You should understand that I only knew how to write each of the letter and put them together in writing my name or in copying words. And I still didn't know how to read them. I was too young for that yet. Nevertheless, even if I didn't understand a word in that letter, I copied each word and put them together as my own letter. And at the end, I wrote my name. That was the start of a new drill for me. Whenever they would write a letter, they would write an extra letter for me. We would take turns. Sometimes my scribe will be my mother, at other times, my father. I would copy what they wrote, sign it, and they will include it in the envelope to be dropped to the post office. Later on, I would learn how to read, and books became my toys, along with the small pieces of wood cut from the carpenter's rough work. My mind gets creative in turning them as a box, bus, or a truck in the world of my imagination. I enjoyed it, but books entered my world as well. Some of the books which leaves got torn because of my improper turning of the pages were a book on Christianity and another about our national hero, Sarasol. The Bible, which I didn't read at that time because maybe of its tiny text and it did not contain pictures perhaps, was simply a prop for me as I parade privately with pride while singing a local song, "Siak ti Silaw ti Lubong," meaning I am the light of the world. A song with the words of Jesus. But that's another wonderful story for another time. Grade 2 came and I learned about sentence construction. In grade 3, writing paragraphs were introduced to us. And in grade 4, essay writing became a regular requirement. I enjoyed every opportunity to write. And my favorite type of test was essay questions. My grade 3 teacher once said, "You will most likely become a talak writer." And she was referring to the campus paper of Kibungan National High School, the only secondary school in our area at that time. Our elementary school, Kibungan Central School, didn't have a campus paper then. But what she said came true. When I entered high school, I was given the opportunity to become a writer and then the editor-in-chief of the Talak. I learned a lot, grew so much, and realized truths about life and about writing that even before I became an author later in life, I understood that writing is a gift, a skill, a privilege, and a responsibility. Those are the 4 truths about writing. Number 1, writing is a gift. People say that I was given a talent and that I should use it, that I should share it. And I did what I could. And I continued to share this gift of writing that was gifted to me. Number 2, writing is a skill. While it could be a form of a natural talent, it is largely a skill. You must develop it. You must learn the rules of writing and employ them as you write. That's why a not so good writer like me could grow and become better in this craft. And I have a lot of improving to do in this field. Number 3, writing is a privilege. Not everyone is given the opportunity to write. Not everyone is given the platform to share a message. Not everyone is given the privilege of writing. Therefore, if we are given this chance to write, we must treasure it. A platform has been served us. That's why we need to serve in response. And that brings us to the 4th truth. And that is, writing is a responsibility. Even before the rise of fake news and misleading propaganda, it was instilled in me that writing is a responsibility. Hence, it has to be truthful. It is a big challenge, but it's the price that we pay if we are to write. So remember all these as you go on and write. As we go on and write. And if you and I will observe a balance in these 4 truths about writing, we will better appreciate it, enjoy the process, and grow so much as we do it. Thank you for watching. Did you like this video? Please share it to your friends and don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel.